Hello, I'm Benny Westside, and today I'm asking for your help. I'm gonna talk about Dark Dimension 6 City, what gear I have, and then what characters I've been considering. And I've kind of narrowed it down, but I'm gonna need some input to maybe see some in or hear some insight that I haven't heard before, or like a consideration that hadn't crossed my mind. So I'm here for your thoughts, basically. Before I look at the characters, I want to talk about the gear I have. That way we can, uh, have the parameters of what we can do. So tech, I have 98 and 86. That's roughly four sets of minis. Skill, I have 63 and 56, just shy of three sets. Granted, the Black Cat event is this week, which is going to give five more, so I'll be even closer to three sets. Mystic, I have four, well, or almost four, let's say. I have three guaranteed sets. Mutant, I have um, shy of one set, basically. But with the Ms. Marvel event payout this week, I should be close to two sets. And then bio, I have 127 and 147. So that's five sets. Yeah, that's about five sets. Yeah, close to six sets. All right, let's look at characters, and I think I want to go to the Dark Dimension Planner on the website. If you don't know, this is a fantastic tool that's available to everyone, and you can build your Dark Dimension 6 team over here. So, Ms. Marvel Hard Light, I already have at Gear 18. She's ready to go. And Robbie Reyes, I have confirmed in my mind. I just don't have the gold. I even have the gear. As you can see, the gear requirement is met for him, or I have enough gear so it's not showing up as what's needed. He's in terms of gear, he's ready. I don't have gold, so he's been sitting at level one, unfortunately. The game has been super, super, super helpful in not giving any gold and forcing us to be creative with what we get to do in the game. Anyway, so we have some considerations. I have a decent amount of bio gear. So looking at bio, I kind of want to take Ms. Marvel, the Inhuman one, just sort of sentimentally, basically. I I have the three other Marvels at Gear 18. I took all of them, and I wouldn't want to leave her out. But you know, maybe I do. That's sort of um, depending on how it all plays out. I think Spider Woman is a big contender for me. She's a good war investment. She has self sustain. She's fast. She has an ability block. She brings defense downs. And she has an extension, which I think is helpful. So Spider Woman is a strong choice. Spider Man 2099. He's cheap and he has an ability block. He has some drain, but everyone who's taken him is saying he's very squishy, dies all the time. He does have nice control effects, uh, but the squishiness is a concern. I, it looks like I won't be able to take a healer like a Squirrel Girl. She is on the expensive side, so I don't know about how I can sustain him. One thing with 2099 is his basic applies bleeds, which feeds into Robbie Reyes' passive. I kind of want to lean into the bleed synergy, so um, that's on my mind. So those are the bio characters I'm considering. Like Squirrel Girl, of course, would be nice, but she's very expensive, so I don't know yet. Looking at Mystic, it's kind of between Mr. Negative and Morbius, and you're gonna see, like, I don't even have enough for this. That's still a chunk left that I would have to accrue. So Mystic isn't even looking that realistic anymore. Um, Mr. Negative has a huge health pool. He has good damage. He lacks self-sustain, but he brings an ability block, a single target spread, and he has his summons, which can help with rewinding enemies and just be fodder, and maybe they soak up some important abilities. And then the other option for Mystic would be Morbius, which I know objectively is worse than Mr. Negative. There's no contest. But the thing with Morbius is he would really feed into the bleed synergy with Robbie. He applies his own bleeds on his special, and then on his basic, he steals 10% health if a target has bleed. And the health steal is always useful in Dark Dimension, and I feel like this would be a fun character to take, not necessarily the better investment, because outside of Dark Dimension, Mr. Negative is a better choice. This would just be sort of, um, yeah, as I said, a fun pick. And then looking at skill, I probably would only consider Shang-Chi. Uh, over the last week, I've only been getting skill, so this is a lot closer to being able to take him, especially with the Black Cat payout. So I think he is back in the um, discussion, which maybe a week ago he wasn't for me. There is a chance I could take Kingpin, but that would mean I can't bring Shuri to uh, Legendary because I don't even have the Vibranium for Kingpin. So you know he's looking far off. I don't think he's necessarily a consideration. That said, Negative plus Kingpin would be a good pair to have, but it doesn't look like Kingpin is very feasible. And then finally, I have Firestar. Um, she's close. As I said, I'm probably looking at 20 of each mini coming this week. So she would be 5 short of these biopolymers, um, which kind of is where Shang-Chi will be. So it's between these characters. Uh, like this was what I had before I started. Like what I had penciled in, which it isn't too far away. I think this team would work well. Firestar also applies bleeds that will work with Robbie, and I'm hearing that her damage is very high, and it does feel like she makes a dent in these nodes. So I think she would be a good contender, and then she's a good investment for Crucible. Speaking of, Crucible and Firestar, Cloak would be a good choice, but he competes directly with Robbie Reyes, and I would really rather build Robbie than Cloak, unfortunately. So I really don't think Cloak is a contender for me. Yeah, let's see. I think that's it. And then tech, there's no tech character that I'm interested in taking. Big time for me is too expensive. I cannot, in my mind, justify bringing him. It's not his gear cost; it's his dark promo cost, and a character who's at level 1 for me that I would have to take up from 0, um, and not really have a use for outside of this. So he's not a consideration for me. Other cheap tech characters are like Misty Knight, who I don't have the uniques for, and would really be a bad investment. Honestly, probably worse investment than Morbius. As much as I love Misty Knight as a Marvel character, and then Merc Lieutenant, no, like he's more squishy than 2099, and then same with Vulture, you know, like come on. So there isn't really a tech consideration. So it's been between those characters, and I'm thinking that probably um, like the Mr. Negative or Morbius option is kind of out. It's a lot of Mystic, and that might be useful in Legendary, probably to take Morgan Le Fay. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Let me know who you're taking to City or who you have taken. Uh, I am very excited to hear your insights because I have narrowed it down to maybe like 10ish characters, but it's still uncertain, and I still have maybe a week or so to go, at least to have the gear, and then I don't know how long it's gonna take to have enough gold to bring up these characters. Um, yeah, this is where I've been. I've just been sitting after Cosmic, trying to find the best layout or best setup. Yeah, let me know. Thank you for looking at my city prospects. I'll see you in the next one.